Describe it for me, please.
It is a 2018 Yamaha Zuma.
Is that a small?
No, I got a picture of it here.
Can I see that, please? Yeah, well, it's small.
Yeah, it's a
And
small vehicle.
you were on this vehicle with a child.
Yes, ma'am.
That was your son, who's how old?
12.
What's his name?
Justin Barr.
He's not here today.
No,
Why not?
he has autism.
And you were riding with him going where on October 20th of last year?
I just picked him up from school and I was on my way home.
How far is it?
The school is less than a half a mile from my home.
Do you pick him up every day?
Most of the time, yeah, but since this accident, I have not picked him up since. Mom does.
So there's a car available to
Yeah.
pick him up. It's your claim that the defendant, while acting negligently, hit your scooter and damaged it.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
want him to be responsible. That happened on the 22nd of October. I assume sometime after 3 o'clock?
Yes. It was at
In
318
in what state do you live?
Evansville, Indiana.
Is there any sort of helmet rule in Indiana?
No, ma'am.
Yes, there is.
My son, for a child, yes.
Just
he
a
was.
second. So the answer is either yes or no. You
Yes,
said
ma'am.
no. So
For
there
me, no. For my son, yes.
was your son wearing a helmet?
Yes, ma'am.
You know he was.
Shh, no, listen to me. Don't speak.
He had a small purple bicycle helmet on.
Now, you wear a helmet because
Keep him from getting his head hurt.
hurt.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Which
just for my own interest, why wouldn't you wear a helmet to prevent you from getting hurt?
Dumb is what dumb does.
Well, that would be an answer, because that sounds sort of reckless to me.
Yes, ma'am. I wear a helmet now.
And I'm not so sure your son was wearing a helmet on the 22nd of October either, sir. So I want you to be very, very careful when I ask you this question again. Are you positive that your son was wearing a helmet on the 22nd of October?
No, ma'am. I wasn't 100% positive.
Oh,
But he
okay. Sure,
normally
just a sec.
always is wearing a helmet.
Okay. On your way home, I understand you have some sort of a chart to try to explain to me what the accident was. This is your version of the accident. So you want to step over there, Mr. Klinghoffer?
Yes, ma'am.
That would be you and your son riding, both of you, probably without helmets. And it looks, that's your version, and it looks
I
as
was
if,
sitting in traffic.
just a second.
Sorry.
And it looks as if there's a lot of traffic.
Yes, ma'am.
So a lot of traffic, no helmets, you're on your way home, and, go ahead.
I was just sitting in traffic here waiting for the train to clear, and he comes out his driveway and backs right into me.
Okay.
No horn, no regard of me being there.
One second. On the other side, this is your chart.
Yes, ma'am.
On the other side of where the defendant's driveway is, which I assume is the blue car, that's his driveway, is that a street?
Yes, ma'am.
You know where I'm talking about? Point to where I'm talking about.
This is a street
Yes,
called...
that's a street.
Yes.
And that's a street that has cars.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So one would say you should not be in that intersection.
Well, I
just a
didn't-
second. Just a second. One would say, even in your chart, you should not be in that intersection. You should be either have enough room in front or wait until the traffic moves, because you're stuck in the middle. So a car can't move out of...
I was actually sitting about right here.
Well, this is your chart.
Yes, ma'am.
So you indicate that that chart is not absolutely correct.
No, it's
and
not.
that your scooter was right behind the three cars,
Behind these three cars here.
but still in the intersection.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second.
We was coming to a rolling stop as the arms were coming down, so I didn't know where I was going to stop at, so I was rolling with traffic. And the vehicle that was in front of me was also pulling a trailer, and I couldn't see around it. It was a big box trailer.
So you couldn't see what was in front of you.
No, I could not. I got as far away from his driveway as I possibly could.
No, you weren't even thinking about his driveway, sir. Let's be square. You know, it's not a good idea to make things up as you go.
No.
You didn't even know that his driveway was there.
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I knew
Just
it
a
was
second.
there, but
You-
I was trying to get it far enough out of the way of the intersection. I didn't think he was going to come out of his driveway and back into me, ma'am.
Well, so you were watching the other side, not the driveway?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
was
what you
looking at
say?
the intersection. Just making sure I got out of the intersection, got past the yellow line.
Okay. So he clipped the,
Rear, right by my taillight.
yeah, back here.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened? You can go back now.
And it literally just shoved me over.
Okay, go back. So it shoved you over. Now, when it shoved you over, did you land on one foot or did you land on the pavement?
We landed on the pavement. I tossed my son up because he was sitting in front of me. Up onto his feet.
Oh, hold on.
went into
Hold
dad
the phone.
mode.
Hold the phone. Your son was sitting in front of you.
Yes.
Is that what he said?
He was sitting in front of me.
So your son was driving.
No, he was
I'm
not driving. I
trying
was
to get.
driving.
I'm trying to get this picture in my head
being a
with this
protector.
little. Just a second. With this little scooter, your son was in front of you. This is one seat, so he was sitting in front of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Your 12-year-old.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And how tall is your 12-year-old?
Probably about 5 foot, if that.
My size.
Yes.
So, like a fully grown adult. He may be not yet fully grown for a kid, but I'm a fully grown adult and I'm 5 feet tall and I've been that my whole life. So I'm an adult.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So your adult child is sitting in front of you. You're sitting behind him.
Yes.
Now I want you to explain to me, hold out your arms. I want you to explain to me how your son is in front of you, you're behind him in the back part of the seat, and you're driving. I want you to explain that to me.
Around my son and driving. I've been doing it since I was 16. I've been driving scooters since I was 16.
Hey, you may have been driving scooters when you're 16, but I've been using my common sense for 80 years. And I don't see why your son wasn't sitting behind you so you didn't have to lean over on that big long seat in order to be maneuvering this scooter. I'm not visualizing that, Mr. Klinghoffer, so I want you to take a deep breath. Kevin, let me see Mr. Major's diagram. So I want you, your son is sitting in front on the seat. You're sitting in the raised portion behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to put that down there.
Sitting back here in the raised portion makes me sit up much higher than him.
Sarah, does your research indicate how long this thing is? Does it give any dimensions?
I'm sure I could find it.
Okay, so he clipped the back and you fell off?
We fell over. I stood my son back up. I got up.
So you fell over and son got up?
I got my son up. I got up. He was still pushing my vehicle. I got up to smack on the back of his window. And then he gets out aggressively screaming at me, "Why are you smacking on my window? Why are you trying to break my window?"
Okay.
I asked him, "Why are you still proceeding to try to run over my vehicle?"
Oh, he's not trying to run over your vehicle, sir. What kind of car did he have? He had
A Chevy Blazer,
big
2003.
one. He's in a very high SUV, right? And you're in a very low scooter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, neither you or your son went to the hospital, is that right?
No, ma'am. Yeah,
Neither you or your son had medical treatment at the scene.
my son was looked over, but that was
Just a second. Neither you had medical treatment
No,
at the scene.
no.
Neither you or your son went to a doctor.
No.
Now, do you have a photograph of what your scooter looked like after this accident? Because this is his photograph.
That's after the accident. There's another one.
Okay, I'd like to see what your photograph looks like.
There's all the
Mr. Klinghoffer of the
Working on it.
motorcycle, because Mr. Major is handing me up his photographs of what this looks like.
There's the whole stack.
Okay, so what we're talking about is this piece right here.
That's my exhaust and,
Just a second, that's what's damaged. This
and
piece,
the upper panel there.
I don't see anything damaged in the
On
other.
picture it shows it.
I'd like to see
but
it.
it does. Now on that muffler, that's rust.
It's not rust.
I might not know nothing about scooters, but I know what rust is.
Mr. Major,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I made myself clear pleasantly to you, respectfully to you, but you certainly understood that here we don't talk to each other.
Yes, ma'am.
That you will have a turn right now. It's his turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Thing under that wheelbase is 50 inches, so about 4 feet wheel to wheel.
Okay, so let me see. So from here to here, wheel to wheel is 4 feet. So sitting on the back here, in order to get to the handlebars,
Like 3 feet.
3 feet. Hold out your arms. Nah. Okay. Now, just to complete your story, sir, Mr. Klinghoffer, this happened in October, and you said you wear a motorcycle helmet now,
ma'am.
or a helmet
Yes.
now, since the accident.
Yes, ma'am.
Since this accident.
It scared me straight.
And did you or did you not have the scooter repaired?
No, I have not had it
Just a second.
repaired.
So the answer is no. Pay attention,
I-
Mr. Klinghoffer, from which I deduce, you're looking at your papers, from which I deduce that the motor scooter is operable. You've been using it since October, despite the... Oh, yes, that's what you just said.
I haven't been using it.
Who's been using it?
I got 3 others.
No, no, no.
I got 3 other scooters that I've been driving.
I don't
have not
believe...
been driving
Just a
that one.
second. I don't believe you, sir. I
Okay.
want you to be really careful about what you say to me. You do wear a helmet now. Now you know where I'm going, Mr. Klinghoffer. Since the accident, so does your son. There is nothing that appears to be mechanically wrong with this motor scooter in either your photographs or his. Nothing mechanical.
Estimate.
I don't care what your estimate says, sir. I'm naked. First of all, you understand that I'm doubting.
I understand.
I'm doubting big parts of your story, Mr. Klinghoffer.
I understand, ma'am.
I doubt big parts of your story about whether or not you were wearing a helmet. I don't think your son was wearing a helmet. I think that this diagram indicates to me that you were in a place where you shouldn't have been. That's your diagram. He has his own diagram that'd probably be very different. So I am going to assume, because that's my common sense, that you and or your son have been riding this motor scooter since October, and that it hasn't sat idly. I don't care what you got, because the pictures belie the fact that this motor scooter was damaged beyond being rideable, and that's if it was his fault. Okay, now we've got his picture, now we're coming to you. Is that a fair and accurate representation
Yes.
of the accident
No,
site?
it's not.
Yes.
Now,
How would you know? You weren't even there. You didn't show up 20 minutes after the fact.
Excuse me.
You did not show up. She wasn't even there.
I'm gonna throw you out, and you're gonna lose this. I'm gonna throw you out, and you're
You
gonna lose.
called him an idiot in front of my son.
Okay, she's gone. Gone.
Yeah. I know why you can't afford insurance.
Gone.
We wouldn't be here today if he had insurance.
Did you understand why I threw your wife out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you people think this is all about. The fact that he had is what you say to me, he had no insurance, which is why you're here.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here right now if he had insurance. The insurance would have
Yeah, well, it's possible, Mr. Klinghoffer, that you wouldn't be here right now. I haven't made a decision yet if you weren't driving recklessly, without helmet, with your son, who according to you has issues, the 12-year-old driving the motor scooter.
He was not driving.
But I don't believe you.
I don't believe you either.
I don't care whether you believe me. That you're not judging me, I'm judging you. So that means that if I don't believe you, that's important. If you don't believe me, that is irrelevant. Which suggests to me, sir, that you saw him.
I didn't see him.
Well, how do you know that he pulled out?
When I was backing out of the car that's adjacent there, he waved me out
You mean the car?
behind
Go over there. I know what you're talking about, just so that we're clear. The car behind said you.
his car as I'm coming out of my driveway. But he's saying, he's waving me out.
He's waving you on
He
to
said,
suggest that it's clear.
So I'm coming out and I didn't see him, Your Honor.
You didn't see it?
No.
Okay, now go back. Now, Mr. Major, we're going to get to insurance. Were you driving your car uninsured?
I wasn't I was moving my,
Oh, no. Be very careful what you say to me. You put a key in the ignition, you turned the ignition on, you put the car in reverse,
yes ma'am,
started to move. That's driving.
yes ma'am.
And driving far enough into the street so you weren't on your property.
No, my car was still in.
Oh, no,
The front
Mr.
end
Major.
still in the driveway.
Mr. Major, you said that that's a fair and accurate representation of the accident
That's
scene.
my driveway.
The back of your car is not in the driveway. The back of your car is in a public street. That's
Right,
what you
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, he was. Listen to me, Mr. Major. I'm an equal opportunity abuser. You have to understand that. So please, I'm sort of ancient, but please don't treat me as if I'm stupid.
No,
People confuse age with stupidity. That would be a huge mistake on your part.
Yes.
Huge. Unless you're suggesting he came up on your driveway, which this doesn't suggest at all. You were in a public street without insurance.
Yes ma'am,
Well, that would be an easy. Did the police respond to this accident?
yes ma'am.
Is there a police report?
There
ma'am.
is
May I have it,
everything they
please?
gave me.
Right here.
Scuff and scratch marks were observed on the left side of vehicle 2. That's what the police officer observed. Now, what did you do after this accident, Mr. Klinghoffer?
I called the police.
You got the police. The police came, they took a report, they spoke to you. Now, you were picking your son up from school.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you go?
I went home.
You went home with your son. Now, when you went home with your son, you were riding in front, is that correct?
We walked home. My vehicle was not rideable. My exhaust pipe was
Just a sec. How did you get the motor scooter?
I pushed it.
Did you see him push the motor scooter?
I seen him push it down so far and then he got on it.
Just a second. Would you bring in Mr. Klinghoffer's wife? This way. Step over next to your husband, please. Were you at home when your husband came home with your son after this accident?
He actually called me.
Just a second. I said, were you at home?
Yes, I was at home.
Who else was home with you?
My brother and my friend.
You say your husband called you and he told you about the accident.
Yes.
And what did you do?
Me and got in the car and we pulled up and I parked in the middle of the street.
Go over to that chart and show me where you pulled up.
Right here.
Okay, so you pulled up right near where the accident was?
Yes.
And where was your husband?
He was right here with Justin.
Okay, go back. And then what happened? Police come, police leave. I want you to tell me what happened next.
After the police and fire department and ambulance leave, me and Justin walked to where they told me to park my car. So me and Justin got in the car.
And your husband?
He was walking the scooter back to our house with.
And is that how he arrived at the house, walking with the motor scooter?
Yes.
Very good. Kevin, she can go out now.
This way, please.
Now, as soon as Kevin gets back, we're going to take a look at your estimate.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, so protector muffler, reasonable. Front fender, unreasonable. Just a second. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Radiator cover, footrest boards, No. Rear reflector is reasonable. Exhaust pipe. Okay. Now, Mr. Major,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to tell you that ordinarily I would award him half the damage because I think that he was 50% responsible for this accident. I think he was driving negligently with his son. I think his son was actually, his 12-year-old son was driving the scooter. I think that that's what happened because his story about him sitting in the rear seat hunching over his son in a 4-foot wheelbase is not something that I can conjure. And if it was true, it was still reckless. So I would actually ascribe half of his damage to him. I'm not, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if there was a lot of traffic, you are at least partially responsible for not being more cautious. You're driving in a big car, there was somebody behind you because you did in fact hit them. And you have to be very cautious when you're driving a big car. The reason I'm ascribing all the damage to you, sir, is because you had no insurance. And nobody belongs on the road without insurance. And there has to be a penalty when you're driving without insurance, just like when you're driving without a license. Do you require a license? Just a second. Where you live, which Sarah can check, do you need a driver's license to ride a scooter on the street?
No, you need an endorsement for a Class B
A
scooter.
what?
An endorsement for a Class B scooter.
Okay. Do you have that?
Yes, ma'am.
Does your son?
No.
Your son was driving. Your case is dismissed. With
Why would he put his 12-year-old son on the front of the scooter? That's where the driver is supposed to be. They said the estimate for the length of the scooter was 4 feet. He doesn't have, his arm span wasn't 3 feet to cover and hold those handles and really drive. Who would even drive like that? That's so dangerous. At the same time though, the driver in the car that was backing out of his driveway should have been a little bit more cautious about the traffic that was behind him. But through this whole case, do you think Judge Judy made the right verdict? Put in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching.